Alright guys, so what's going on? I just wanted to make a video today because we're doing some pretty cool stuff. So first off, I know I said in the last video I was going to go to bodywork on my car, which I have been working on, and I do have some done. I might get into that a little bit later today. I'm definitely going to make a video on it, but today, the last 2 days my buddy brought over his b16 A3, which we were going to put new bearings in that he got, new King Racing bearings, and as well as re-gap the piston rings for boost because he's just using stock PR3 pistons with a thicker head gasket. So we want to gap the rings a little bit bigger for boost and make sure all the bearing clearances are good. And now that we've actually gotten as far as we have, I won't really get into it now, but now that we've gotten as far as we have, we're realizing we might not need to use some of the parts that we got. So basically just in reference to the bearings, because the ones that are in there are in really good shape. So we're going to plastic gauge the ones that are in there, the stock ones, and if they plastic gauge out really well and really even across, we're going to leave them in for now. Personally, I would, on my engine, I would do at least the rod bearings. These ones honestly look so good though. It's something you could really something you could get away with. So yeah, I've got a few tools here. I got a filer, my feeler gauge, and a piece of sandpaper to deburr the ends of the rings after I gap them. So this is a stock b16 A3, stock pistons, stock rods, stock piston rings. We are just taking the piston rings out, which are a little bit sloppy. He could use some new ones soon, but he'll probably do that next year when he rebuilds it. They'll be good for this year, hopefully. So anyway, we're going to gap the top one to 0.19 or 0.2, and then we're going to gap the bottom one, or the second one down to 0.21. I just got to look at my feeler gauge and see what measurements it has on it to see what ones I can use that are the closest. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get out there, and the engine's already torn apart, so basically once the rings are gapped and the pistons are cleaned up and the rings put back on the pistons and clocked, which will show you guys how to do all that. This is my buddy's, like I said, my buddy's build for his hatch, for his turbo hatch that he blew up. Actually, I have an old video of it if you guys look, and it's the LSV Tech turbo pull, and that thing was quick. It was awesome. And that was on like low boost in that pull. We ended up tuning it up to like 10 psi, and it was crazy. So yeah, he's putting b16 A3 in because he over boosted when he melted his boost line, and yeah, hit like 30 pounds, cracked sleeves, and stuff like that. So we will be getting, like I said, the rings gapped. We're going to plastic gauge the stock bearings, see how they come out, and hopefully they plastic gauge out good. We're going to clean up the whole bottom end, and then obviously once we finish plastic gauging, make sure everything's good and it's ready for like actual assembly, then yeah, we're just going to throw it all together with some assembly lube, get the bottom end all like tidied up, ready, finished, all the oil pump stuff back on it, and then after that, I think tomorrow, I believe, or the next day, we're going to be going out to where his hatch is and pulling the old bottom end out that's blown up and putting this bottom end back in. So then all he has to do is take his Cometic head gasket, and he's already got his head all cleaned up and ready to go with all his turbo stuff, and throw that on, and obviously I can help him, and we'll get it all wired up and shit, and the injectors back in, and then yeah, it'll just be tidying up a few small things. So there'll probably be like, this will be like the main video kind of for it. And then we'll make a like just maybe a small video after things are tidied up, just to let you know what we tidied up. And then I'll be getting to my car right after that. I'll be getting to my car and ordering bearings and pulling it out and start tearing into it. Oh, and also this is a couple parts off the bottom end of the engine, the girdle and the I don't know what, I think that's called a girdle. No, it's not the girdle, it's the, I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's like a splash shield for the oil, but yeah, so the pickup and that, and the catch can, the stock catch can, or crankcase ventilation, whatever you want to call it, is all cleaned up and ready to go back on. So yeah, everything's, you know, it's like we did a lot of work, and I missed a lot of filming, but I'll show you when I get to the shed what we've done so far, and we will start gapping the piston rings and getting them ready and getting the pistons cleaned up. So then it's literally just a matter of measuring bearing clearances quick, cleaning up the inside of the block, make sure there's no oil in it with brake clean, assembly lube back together, and yeah, pretty much good to go. So we'll see you guys in a few when we get to the shed and we start filing down these ring gaps. And like I said, top ring gap, we're gonna, the top ring gap should be a 0.19, or sorry, should be 19, So it would be a, I'll show you on the feeler gauge here actually, just because it's kind of hard. It's hard for me to try to remember the measurements on the feeler gauge. I can't remember if it's 0.0, I think it's 0.0. Okay, so yeah, 0.0, we've got 0.02, okay, you can't probably really see that. But anyway, I'm just looking now at the feeler gauge. Alright guys, sorry about that. So if you look, I have a point. It's, oh shoot, my bad. It's a point, 0.020. I have a 0.018. I have a 0.022. So my buddy also has feeler gauges. I'm hoping he has a 0.019 and a 0.021. If not, we're going to set the top ring to 0.02 and the second ring to 0.022. Okay guys, so I just showed you guys the pistons and the rings. I didn't have to file any of them down. The gaps were literally perfect on the top ring all across. They were 20 thousandths. And then the second ring down was between 23 and 25 thousandths. So they're both good. The second one's a little bit loose, and I guess you could say the top one's a little bit loose, but like overall they've got a big enough gap that we won't have to worry about ring lances or anything with the stock pistons, as long as the tuner and everything's good. So yeah, those are all gap good. So now all we have to do is get all of the pistons cleaned up on the top. They're super dirty. Well, not super dirty, it won't take long to clean them up, but we're just going to clean up the tops of the pistons, brake clean the whole thing, get the bearings out, well, clean the whole things, and then get the bearings out, clean the bearings back and front, put them back in each rod, so make sure the whole rods are spotless with no dust, no, you know, like nothing that can hurt the engine. And then once they're all cleaned, we will put the rings back on them, and these will be ready to plastic gauge and see how they spec out in the engine. So basically all we have to do now that the piston rings are good to go, once they're cleaned up and put back on the rods, all we have to really do is take the crankshaft out of here, which if I spin this around quickly, you guys can see the crankshaft. It's in great shape. The bearings are absolutely like just spotless. The bearings are in amazing shape in the bottom of this, and it's very clean. It's had regular oil changes for sure. So what we will do is we will get the crank pulled out, all the mains plastic gauged, and what we actually are going to do, he does have brand new just standard king bearings. So these are the rod bearings and these are his main bearings. So basically we won't end up using those if all the stock bearings plastic gauge out fine. We're not going to end up using those. He'll save those for another build, because really those are good bearings. They're not the race bearings, but they are still good bearings. They're as good or better than OEM in my opinion. And so yeah, we will get all these plastic gauge out to spec, and once these are all done to spec and all the mains are done to spec, if everything checks out with the stock bearings, we're going to leave those in there, and then he can save those king bearings for when he gets maybe some aftermarket rods and pistons down the road or something. It'll be whatever, but he'll have them, so it'll be good. And then yeah, hopefully if those all clear out, then it's just a matter of cleaning the inside of the block out a bit, and we just got a couple more things to clean up, and then it's just a matter of assembly. So it's like pistons back in, crankshaft back in, rods all tightened and everything torqued down, assembly lube obviously put on, and then we will shim the oil pump, which is over here. He was just cleaning it when he was here on his lunch break. So yeah, we're gonna shim that, so we'll make sure it has good oil pressure. And another thing my buddy was telling me today is, I guess these little oil squirters, I don't know if you can, okay, you can kind of see that little black thing sticking up there. Right, oh, no, it's on this side. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, there's oil squirters in there. I was trying to find them, but apparently I couldn't. So there's oil squirters in there that squirt up and like cool down the bottom of the piston and lubricate the wrist pin and shit. So I didn't really know too much about them until my buddy explained them to me today, but a lot of people remove them, block them off, and it gives you more oil pressure. and such, but we're going to leave them for now just because we don't have anything to block them off with, and it's just extra work that we're not going to bother with right now. He's running stock everything anyway, so it should be fine. He's not going to go crazy. Like I said, I think he's shooting for maybe 300, a little bit more on 10 pounds, if that's possible. So hopefully we can get her done. It'll all depend on the octane of gas we're running, how much timing we can run. So yeah, hopefully he won't have any issues with that. Running like around 300 on the stock engine for this year, and then next summer I think he might build it. I don't know, see what happens, but that's pretty much it. I'll come back once we actually get to assembling it. Or I'll come back actually once we plastic gauge everything and make sure it clears out, and then just show you guys everything. Will be clean by then, ready for assembly, and then we'll show you once it's all together. So yeah, be back. Alright guys, so what's going on? I thought I'd make a quick video. Can't exactly remember where I left off with the last video, but I wanted to make a quick video because we got the oil pump all on and good to go. So you can see right there the gasket squeezed out where we put the gasket maker in. So we just got to shim the oil pump tomorrow, and we got all the pistons in. And we just got to make sure the rod's plastic gauge out. Sorry about that. And then he ended up actually picking up some paint, which is kind of like it looks black in camera, but it's kind of like a silver with speckle in it. So we're going to paint the engine in that and clear coat it just to help protect it on the outside. And it's all fairly nice and clean on the outside. We got, like I said, we got the oil pump on. Got the pistons in. Just got to put the caps on and do the bearings clearances, make sure they're good. Once they are, then we can put all that back together, start painting it, and then it's just a matter of like the oil pan and a few other small things back together, like the timing belt and stuff like that. But none of that's a huge rush because we have to get the other engine pulled out of his car anyway to take off the crank pulley and also his oil pan. So yeah, I think I'll leave that there for tonight, and I'll probably go ahead and tie this into one video. So I'll just come back in the morning. We're gonna, once we get the rods checked out for plastic gauge, like I said, we already checked the rings earlier and I already went through that. So plastic gauge rod bearings, make sure they're good, and then from there it's pretty much just a matter of putting everything back together, like I said, and then painting the engine. And then going and pulling his other engine out and getting the couple small things off it we need, and then we can take this engine back out to where his car is and put this engine in with just the bottom end and leave the head off. And then once his head gasket comes in the next few days or week or so, then we can get the head on and stuff. So be sweet. But I'll be back in the morning and we will get to finishing this up and painting it. Have a good one. Alright guys, so I told you last time I talked to you that I would come back once we got all the bearing specs done and everything together. So we've got all the bearings spec'd out to 15 thous. I think it's 15 thous of an inch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 15 thous of an inch that it spec'd out to. So on your plastic gauge thing it's 0.015 of an inch. If you don't know what 15 thous is. So anyway, it spec'd out to 15 thous all across the rod bearings. And we didn't check the mains. I think I already said that, just because if we were going to check the rods first, and if they were good, we weren't going to bother with the mains. And they were tits. Pardon my French.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, here's the guy's car that it's going into. He's been without boost for a little while now, so
going mental.
Yeah. So tell them what your plans are for this. It's pretty much the same idea. Just
yeah, I'm gonna go just 10 pounds again and start off there. We'll get it tuned for the beginning of the season, and yeah, I just want to make it clean. Right now we're just painting the block, and I already did like the head's immaculate. You guys, I'm sure at some point will.
Oh yeah, they'll see it this week once we get it into the car and start getting the head gasket shit on.
The head I took my time on. I did a really good job. It's like the best job I've done on any car.
It looks amazing.
Piece, anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the longest I took anyways on something to make it perfect. So it looks really, really good. So yeah, so we're just gonna get it back together, get it in the car, put it back on the road, and start boosting.
yeah, so pretty much like he said, we're just about to start painting it, and it's all like we're just prepping it. It's all pretty much ready.
Quest for 11s.
Quest for 11s, yeah. So I think his plan's like to run the same amount of boost. It's just a different engine. It's obviously not an LS, so it can rev a bit higher. We checked all the bearing specs, like I already said, so we know they're within perfect spec. We assembly lubed the whole engine, did oil in the cylinders for the pistons, put the pistons in without a ring compressor, like champs.
Oh yeah.
And
3 screwdrivers and we got her in.
yeah, three screwdrivers later. So yeah, I will probably come back when we get everything painted and finished, just to show you guys the final product, and that'll pretty much be the end of this video. And then the next video will be us swapping out the blown up B18 that you guys will see from his LS turbo, and then we will put the B16 bottom end in, and hopefully by then the gasket will come in and we can just do it all at the same time. But if not, we'll get the bottom end in, and then once his gasket comes in, we'll get his head and everything hooked up together, get the car started, a few oil cycles through it, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it, eh?
Yeah, the gasket should be here next week, hopefully.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be here this week. Like this week, you mean coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will be.
Yeah, it's good. I got lots of goodies coming too.
So how long after, just because my oil feed's in the mail right now, how long after they gave you the global shipping program notification that it was cleared and out with the carrier for delivery?
Last Wednesday, I think. If I remember correctly.
So they just gave me that yesterday or today. Yeah, yesterday or Thursday they gave me the notification for that, so it should be in by Monday or Tuesday.
It said on the site, it said my head gasket should be here on between the, what was it? The 13th to the 23rd or something like that. It should be here soon anyways. It should be here in another week.
Alright, sick. So yeah, we're getting lots of parts. I'm getting lots of parts soon. I gotta wait till the end of the month to get some of my other stuff. But yeah, we'll show you guys, like I said, when the engine's all painted and like completely ready to go in the car, the bottom end. And I'll just show you the pistons where we clean the tops and stuff once we take the tape back off. And then, like I said, this will be the end of that video, and the next video we will be taking the old B18 out and putting the B16 bottom end in, and hopefully not long after the head gasket, the head, and getting the car running, and soon enough back on the road. So we're going to have some sweet videos coming up.
Oh yeah, Timmy's runs for days.
Yeah.
All you YouTube guys that are like looking at this that are from Canada, you know what's up. Timmy's runs are life, especially when you have any kind of fast car. Show off at Timmy's. There's always someone there down to party. Yeah. There's always fun stuff to do. So doubles in our hands while we're banging gears.
Fuck yeah. So basically that. We're gonna have lots of sick videos of this thing, and then my car and my other buddy's car we'll have at the track. Mine won't be on the road anytime soon. It's just a track car, but yeah. The block over here, and I'm gonna get some light on it here in a sec. And it looks sick. It's like a gunmetal gray. Turned out awesome. Go to the front, you'll be able to see that side even better. Oh wow, that looks nice.
Might do one more clear coat on it just to be safe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Make it more protected. But yeah, it looks nice, man. And then, yeah, we obviously taped it all off and put an old oil pan on there for now. Not his tap turbo one, and I'll just got a back view a little bit further back of it. Oh yeah, it looks nice. It looks cool. You can see right here, if you shine it on there, you can see where the paint is and where the timing cover is.
I did that by hand, but
that's
half decent anyways.
It looks dope. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. Yeah. And we will be back when we get the engine in his car and the old one out, like I said earlier. So for right now, this is the old head too, off of the
this one's clunky.
Yeah, it needs to be cleaned up. That's not his head. That he already has his head cleaned up. That just came with this engine, so it doesn't have cams, but it'll work if someone wants to buy it or something down the road, or if he wants to keep it for a spare.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll build it.
But yeah, so like I said, everything's assembled pretty much. I gotta do a couple of things, like put the water net back on and shit, I'll do that while he's gone. It's not really a huge deal. Takes 2 seconds, and then by then it'll be nice and dry too. So
yeah, let her dry for the night anyway.
Yeah.
Cure up. We'll do one more coat of clear on it. It should be good.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end this video here, and then we will be back Probably, I will probably make a video in between waiting for the head gasket on the bodywork that I'm doing in my car, like I said I would. So for right now, that's pretty much the end of this, and we will see you hopefully in a few days. The head gasket will be in, and we will get this in the car, and then not long after that you'll have some videos of maybe a little bit of tuning. We won't go into like actual how to tune. We'll just, there'll be maybe a few videos of it being tuned.
Yeah, we can get some like roll, like,
yeah, like just like when we're tuning, like some roll-ons and 5 psi, and then. Are you pumped?
I'm excited, man. It's been like 7 months since I haven't had boost, so.
Well, fuck.
It's been a long time. 6 or 7 months, anyways.
It'll be the next video or the one after this, and you guys will see some boost, and we'll get to feel some boost again. So.
Yeah, I got my anticipation for this is like 2 weeks tops.
And we've already been only working on it for a few days.
Yeah,
so.
it's been 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get technical, it's been like 12 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Technically, yeah.
If you want to get it down to it.
Because the first night was basically just bringing it here.
Yeah.